Christmas trees just don't come from a sidewalk at one of your shopping centers. There's a lot that goes into running a Christmas tree farm. It's a lot more than people think. A lot of people think, you just plant a tree and then, the next year you cut it down as a Christmas tree and make all this money. But it takes about 5 to 6 years to grow a Christmas tree that's this height that we have here next to us.
Their 100-acre farm has about 40 acres in Christmas trees.
We plant on 8-foot squares. Every tree is 8 foot around it on all sides. Everything's in straight lines. We can plant 700 to 800 per acre, and there's about 20,000 trees in production right now.
With that many trees, you can bet there's a lot of upkeep.
We cut a lot of grass. There's a lot to keeping it clean. You need to keep it clean around the trees so it doesn't invade the growing of the Christmas tree.
They trim their trees twice a year, in May and in September. And you may be surprised to know that their classic shape doesn't come naturally.
They would look like a bush if we didn't trim them. We have a crew that comes from Michigan, and they trim each tree by hand. They use 2 knives. They got 1 knife in each hand, and they just go around the tree with the knife like a big machete and give it this Christmas tree shape. We have about 15,000 that they trim every year. They usually can trim the 15,000 in 6 to 7 days.
The Berry family has been in the Christmas tree business since 1977.
We farmed here on this piece of property since 1894. We were originally a dairy and a row crop farm until 1969, and then once the dairy closed, my daddy chose to grow Christmas trees. We sold our first ones in 1983, and we've been growing and planting ever since.
Berry says growing Christmas trees is a lot different than harvesting other crops.
It's not like your standard row crop of corn, cotton, and peanuts where you plant them one year and get to harvest them the next. It's a seasonal business, so you don't have anything to gauge participation throughout the year. You just keep your fingers crossed that everybody wants to come back the next Christmas.
With 9 different varieties of trees to choose from.
We grow cypress, we grow pine, we grow cedar, and then we also bring in Fraser fir from North Carolina for, again, those people that prefer the Fraser fir tree.
And there's an art to picking out the perfect tree.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. First of all, the size of the room you're going to put it in. And they all look smaller in the field than they do at home. Look at the spacing of the limbs. Do you have big ornaments where you need a lot of space to hang ornaments? Smell is also important. The color, do you like a lighter green tree? Do you like a darker green tree? Skinny trees, fat trees. The advantage of coming to a Christmas tree farm is you get to go out and see them all at one place.
One tree in particular sticks out to Berry.
We won Reserve Grand Champion at the national contest in North Carolina in August of 2021 and was afforded the opportunity to cut one of our Georgia-grown Christmas trees and take it to Washington, D.C. and present it to the Vice President to be displayed in her house for the Christmas season.
And he has some helpful tips to keep your tree fresh this season too.
If you'll take your tree home and find something to score the bottom of the tree, it may be a serrated knife, it may be a small saw. What you're doing is you're opening up the pores that the sap has sealed over since you cut it. Once you open up those pores on the base or the butt of the tree, put it directly into water and keep it watered. Sometimes it may drink as much as a gallon of water the first day. You want to be sure you keep it in water. Once it ever drops the water level below the bottom of the tree, that sap will seal that bottom over, and it will no longer soak up water.
There's something for everyone at Berry's Christmas Tree Farm in Covington.
We have petting zoos, we have train rides, concession stands, Santa Claus is here on weekends. We just want to build a tradition for your family, the experience that you not only got to cut your own tree, but you had fun doing it.
If you're interested in learning more about Christmas trees, Berry says try learning by doing and work at one of the many Christmas tree farms across our great state.
But whether it be crops or Christmas trees, agriculture affects everyday lives of all of us.